Welcome to Can I Park Here? Brought to you by FindAFashionTruck.com. Nashay and Estrell's mission is to inspire future and existing small business owners. They don't claim to be experts. They're simply trying to figure this all out, just like you.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's episode of Can I Park Here? I am your co-host, Estrell Riles, and I'm here with
Nashay Snow.
Today, we'll be speaking with a fashion truck owner in Anderson, South Carolina. This is a super energetic, awesome lady who recently quit her job so that she can pursue her dreams to open up her own mobile boutique.
And for those of you all who can't afford a full wrap right now, she has an interesting DIY technique to adding your own design on the outside of your truck that'll last about 2 years.
And one thing that I really like is her bus. It's really, really cute. And the name that she gave her bus is awesome. It's called the Swaggin Wagon. I love it.
Yeah, but we think you are really going to enjoy Stephanie Moorhead from Smoore.Designs. Let's get to it. Hello, and welcome to Can I Park Here? We have Stephanie Moorhead here with us from Smoore.Designs. Welcome, Stephanie. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, thanks.
We really appreciate you coming on. If you could tell us a little bit about your background and then also like the story behind your business.
I started at Clemson University. I went to college there, graduated in 2013 with a marketing degree. Worked in corporate sales for about a year and a half, and it just wasn't my cup of tea. Not someone who can work for someone else. So started my own business online, the boutique, and finally bought a truck, outfitted the truck, hit the ground running, and it kind of took off from there. Quit my full-time job in August of last year and haven't looked back since.
Wow. So did you make a plan before you quit your job, or was it something that you just did in the spur of the moment?
There was definitely no plan. It just all kind of happened in the blink of an eye within a 2-week time span pretty much. And it just fell into place. Everything happened. Events were booked and the money started flowing. And I just knew it was a sign that I'd made the right move.
That's pretty exciting. So it's been, I guess, about 10 months. So for you to be able to quit your job, have you been able to make a decent amount of money that allows you to still pay your bills? Because I know we've talked to some people and they say it takes sometimes 2 to 3 years to really turn a profit. So just curious about what you've experienced so far.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely making money, but it's still one of those things where as soon as you make the money, you're spending the money. Inventory has to be replenished, cleaning supplies. Of course, I don't have the overhead that a brick and mortar location has, but I mean, the gas and things like that, you're definitely spending it as soon as you make it. But yeah, I'm definitely making about what I was in a week. I make what I made in 2 weeks before. So, I mean, the income's there and I definitely could support myself, but you got to work it to make it. So it's, always grinding and hustling, but patience, it'll pay off.
Right.
Yeah, that's a tricky part about having your own business, because for a while, it's going to be always, every time you make some money, it may look good, but it's just reinvesting it. You keep reinvesting it back into the business, and you really don't see anything that you can just go and have fun with and shopping sprees and just do something for yourself to, as a, I don't know, just to relax and say, okay, this is the time that I am now making a profit and I can see the horizon,
I still pray I see that day one day.
You will. And I feel like it just all comes in time. We have a podcast coming out tomorrow, and it was interesting in 5 years. Like, he started the opposite way, but he had a brick and mortar, which then turned into a bus. And then it's a male fashion truck, so it's like a line of suits. And now he's starting his own line of suits. So it just kind of took some time, but he's kind of been able over the years to finally accomplish his goal or his dream to have his own line of clothing, which is pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's like, I think it's just, being patient.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So where did you find your truck?
Craigslist.
Or your bus? Okay. And how long did it take you?
I probably drove 30 before I found one. We started looking in January of 2014, and I found one in April.
I guess it's, the tricky part about that is it's like you have to find like the right one for you. Like you have kind of like this vision of what you want on the inside. And then also, I guess, like, did you take into account like how comfortable you are with driving it? Because
no.
Okay.
I wanted to buy every one I drove. And my dad, I made him go with me. He was like, nope, we're not getting this one. Nope, we're getting this one. I was like, this is my doing. I want to do it. He was like, no. And finally we found one. And I had my first wreck like 3-4 weeks ago now in it. But I mean, I haven't had anything horribly bad. Yeah, I just ran in the back of someone. But those things are heavy to stop.
Yeah, that's how I was like, I feel like it would take some getting used to. Like even in our Facebook group, it's like a lot of people, not a lot, but some people even have like their significant others drive the truck because they just haven't gotten comfortable behind the wheel yet.
Especially on the freeway.
Yeah. Oh, I drive that thing everywhere. I'm proud of her.
Right. Now, for your the exterior of your truck, and I definitely would encourage the listeners to head on over to shop Smoore.com, and you could see Swaggin Wagon, and it has like the stripes on it, and kind of like this pink. So it's like black and white stripes going down and then the pink stripe going across called the Swaggin Wagon. So can you tell us a little bit about like how you came up with the design or if you paid for somebody to do the design, and also about the wrap and potentially like how much it costs to put the wrap on the bus?
When I got the bus, it had to be painted. So because I was having to have it painted, I didn't want to pay for a wrap as well. So I kind of negotiated and got the paint done and the wrap done for probably together, not the wrap, the vinyl, I think a little over $2,500. So did all that, came up with the design on my own, had everything kind of drawn out when I took it to the vinyl guy. He did everything for me, had my logos and everything already made.
And so what was what's the difference between the vinyl and the wrap?
So the vinyl, all those stripes are separate stickers. All the polka dots are separate stickers, but he had the logos and stuff printed on the vinyl. So it came out as one sheet versus a wrap, which is one big sticker pretty much that covers the whole bus.
Okay. And then so how long does the vinyl last? Is it just like a year or two, or is it permanent?
2 years, because it's been about a year now, and some places that have been nicked and hit with limbs, driving and from chairs bumping up against it, but nothing that's definitely visible from, eyesight from a show.
So it's pretty much a trade-off to get the less expensive product, which will like have to be replaced sooner versus paying more for the wrap, which lasts a little longer. So I guess it depends on the person and what they choose to do.
Yeah.
But
like when I started, I didn't anticipate this being my full-time job this soon. So, it's been through a lot more wear and tear than I thought it would have been when I got the vinyl done versus the wrap.
And also, can you tell us a little bit about the interior? Did you pay somebody to do the work or did you do it yourself?
We did everything ourselves. So it was in really good shape. We just took the seats out. It was a 16-passenger. Took all the seats out, cleaned everything up, built some shelves that run along the bottom of it to cover up the tire covers that pop up, like in a school bus. Covered all those and wrapped them in cloth, repainted a dresser and got that stuck in the back, and then hung the rack. So, I really didn't do as much shelving as you see some of these, like the old bread trucks that have been redone into the mobile boutiques that have all the shelving and wood inside. Mine doesn't have that. Mine's completely open because of all the windows.
I didn't even think about that. It didn't occur to me that you would be able to hang anything.
Yep. It's pretty cool.
Interesting. Okay.
But what's cool too is I would imagine like it's a different feeling going into your fashion truck because you're flooded with light. So you could see like everything that's in there versus things being kind of a little bit darker with like this one area where the light comes in.
I have lights running all the way around, like rope lights around the top, and then there's lights all through the bottom. And I did have Christmas lights, but I thought it was time to take those down. So we took those out.
Now, everybody, I do want to give Stephanie a nice little shout out because on her homepage of her website, she has a Find a Fashion Truck member badge. And it looks really nice on the side. Thank you, Stephanie.
We appreciate it.
If anybody else wants a badge, any other truck owners, you can go to our website and grab the code and just put it on your website.
Yeah, it's just right on findafashiontruck.com. Now, Stephanie, can you tell us a little bit about the items you sell and kind of like what price point you try to stay within?
Everything is under $50. Right now, I think the highest thing I have in there is $46. It was a lady I met in New York. I really liked her, so I started carrying some of her brands, which are higher end, but they've sold really well. But the average price point's around $34. Most pieces are $34, $35. But yeah, all the brands I carry are people I've met at market, and I just order online straight from them now. They send me line sheets, or I'll hop on the website and place orders. Everything is wholesale. I don't do any consignment or reselling from other people. But yeah, super trendy and affordable. Something you can wear more than once, and not everyone knows.
What style?
Very boho, I would say. I'm not into the whole... And I get yelled at all the time because everything is stuff that I would wear. But definitely boho, dark colors, neutrals, some brights, but no preppy, lily type stuff.
You know, another question that we get is like the techniques to finding like unique items. So I know you mentioned that you had or found someone in New York. Do you normally try to go out of your state to find like cool boho chic clothing, or do you like do a combination of the both, some local vendors and then some out of state?
Well, in South Carolina, there are no local vendors. Everyone pretty much is in New York or LA. And I think all of my stuff comes from LA. Pretty much. But yeah, all the vendors come to market in Atlanta, which is where most of the boutiques here travel to for market. So I try to go to, I went to New York in January, and I want to go to Vegas later this year, and hopefully LA next year, maybe Dallas, just to try to branch out because their markets are bigger than Atlanta. But it's all a matter of time before it all filters out and everyone shopping from the same websites.
Right.
Yeah.
What POS system do you use?
I use Central Payment. So everything I do is straight from my cell phone.
Never heard of that one.
Yeah, I don't have an iPad or anything. I just use cell phone. So it's a little thing that plugs in my headphones, and I swipe the cards from there.
Is it free?
It's the cheapest rate I've ever had. I've used about all of them. I pay a monthly fee of $6, and then it's 0.9% per swipe.
That's it?
Oh.
Yep. It's awesome.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, I need to look into that.
Yeah. And they have different types of terminals and stuff you can use. You can get one that prints out a receipt right then, or you can use the one like I have, and it just emails them a receipt. But it's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
Do you sell items on your site right now? And if you do you use another payment system for that, or is everything synced together?
No, that's my goal eventually. So it's only me. It's a one-man show. And the time it takes for me to load inventory onto the website and keep up with it from selling it at events, since my point of sale system does not track it, is ridiculous. So I try once a month to put stuff on the website and keep it updated. But everything that people buy online is used through PayPal, or they can choose an option for local pickup. And I leave it on my front porch, and they swing by and stick money under the flower pot or a check.
Only in the South.
I know. There is no way.
I'd be like, where's
in Chicago?
You did. I'd be like, I swear I left that package out here. Wait.
I haven't had any horror stories yet, but I'm sure it's coming. It's a matter of time.
I can't even imagine. Oh my God.
Now, when it comes to events, do you find you make more money like maybe doing private parties, or do you make more money like being part of like maybe a food truck rally or some other like craft fair?
It literally depends week to week. Like this week so far, I've done nowhere near what I normally do. I don't know if it's because of the holiday or everyone's getting out of school or what's going on, but I normally fairly do well at events. I have events pretty much every weekend that I find online that are mostly local, but I travel the state of South Carolina setting up on the weekends. And during the week, I stay local and do pop-up shops at hair salons. I'll set up at businesses, real estate offices, doctor's offices, you name it. I'll probably set up there. And then I do a lot of house parties. So that ranges from 2 to 3 nights a week. So a lot of times I'll leave one event and go straight to another. But it varies completely on the day-to-day. And, of course, if alcohol is involved in an event, it's a totally different ballgame.
Neat. That's kind of exciting. I mean, it sounds like you are, like, crazy busy almost every day.
Last weekend was my first weekend off since January.
What? Wow.
It's crazy.
That is amazing.
And I guess it's like, since you're the only one in your area, right? The only fashion truck. So
pretty much. I was looking on y'all's website, and I think there's 2 listed in Columbia that I'd never heard of, and I think they might be consignment. I haven't really researched them, but there is one in Charleston, but I don't think she sets up that much. Mm-hmm. She does a lot of online sales.
So it's like you're pretty much the only go-to, fashion truck. So you're getting all the business.
Right.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Nice. What are your some lessons that you've learned with regards to being a small business owner? Is there anything that you did that you now think that you shouldn't have done? Or
honestly, there's not much I would have changed. I would have went through a different website, but I did my whole website myself. So I didn't pay anything for that except for the domain. I don't think there's anything I would change. Maybe a bigger bus. I'm running out of room. Definitely have patience. I mean, persistence is key. They've always told me that, and do what you love. I'm too young. It's not worth being miserable, having a job you don't love.
Yes, I hear that. That's why I was trying to probe you for so did you just quit on a whim, or did you plan it? Because I've been thinking about it every day.
I'm going to be like, Estra, did you just quit your job? Like, wait a minute.
I told Nishay, I said, today might be the day, and I'm probably just going to have to come live with you.
That's how it happened. My manager, I worked from home, so I didn't have an office. And so I kind of went and did my own thing anyways. And he was a super micromanager, and I'm not one that needs to be micromanaged. Let me go. I beat to my own drum. I'll do my work. Just let me do it. And finally the day came, and I was like, hey, I called him, and he was like, you're giving your 2 weeks, aren't you? I was like, yep. I mean, he knew it was coming. I'd just gotten burned out and didn't have the heart for it anymore. And it all fell into place.
Now, let me ask you, because I know it's like some listeners are going to hear that and they're going to be like, yeah, like maybe I can do that. But I'm sure like a lot of work went into this every day. Like, I don't know if it might be hard for you to like remember everything you did, but I would assume like, you had to like contact maybe your city government to find out about permits. You're like searching for like the truck to make sure it's the right one. And then you're like doing renovation. So I just wonder kind of like, what did your hustle look like, your prep? Because I think people need to realize that you probably like lived and breathed this future business for a while.
Yeah.
Like, really get it off the ground.
It was always my dream to work for myself, and I always wanted a store, but didn't want the overhead of a brick and mortar or have to sit somewhere all day. I get burnout very easy, but I am a extreme money saver. So I was putting back pretty much all of my paycheck every week, except for what I had to have. I'm only 23, so I still live at home with mom and dad, about to get married. But yeah, it's just, it was the right time. I already had the truck finished, everything, inventory, like inside, ready to rock, ready to roll. And my first event, I made what I made in a month at Staples. And my dad was like, I'm not going to say another word. I mean, they told me I was an idiot for doing this. They said it would never work. And yeah, after that, I just didn't have the time anymore to sit and place orders and, trying to get everything done, working 3 jobs, because I'm in direct sales too for 3 companies. It was just wonderful how it happened. It couldn't have been a better time.
And then since you're kind of like really in your particular city, the first fashion truck to get set up, when it came to like figuring out like what to do with this fashion truck, did you have a lot of trouble, or because they didn't know much about fashion trucks, they were like, yeah, well, we don't care. Just as long as people are okay with you being on their property, go forth. Yep.
So I was always told, play dumb. It's easier to apologize
than ask for permission.
Get in trouble. Absolutely. I had all my permits and everything figured out. I had my business license, sales tax certificate, city license for the city of Anderson. But in most places I go, if it's for an event and I've paid to set up at the event, I don't have to have a separate license. But if it's private property, I don't have to have a separate license. And if it's for a special party, I don't have to have a special license. But if I'm in the city limits of my town, I have to have that city license with me to report tax back to the city. Mm-hmm. So you learn all the crooks and crannies to kind of figure it out, but it's just a matter of time. And I mean, it's been over a year since I've started setting up down there, and I've had no one question me or ask. As long as you pay your money, they don't care.
Right. Right.
Do you park your bus at home, or do you have a special storage?
It's in my driveway.
Okay.
Free advertisement.
I know, right? Like, come to my website, follow me, and shop. Thank you. Well, we're going to get into some of our wrap-up questions, and then we'll end with kind of like the final question of the night. So first question, do you have a favorite podcast or blog? And if so, what is it?
No. Honestly, I try to keep up with that stuff, and I follow some of them, but when I do sit down to read stuff, it leads to a website where I'm ordering clothes. It's bad. It's bad. Bad. Or I end up on Facebook or Instagram.
No, I feel like everybody now has like a shorter attention span. Like even for me to read a book, I need to be traveling somewhere. Like California is perfect because then I could like take a book that I've said I'm going to read for the last 6 months and then knock it out, because that's the only time like my mind can focus.
I took a week off last week and read 4 full books in 4 full days for the first time in like 4 years.
Yeah, it's like you almost have to like tell yourself like, okay, this is
unplug
what
it
I'm doing.
Completely. Yeah.
If you could have any celebrity, entertainer, model, anyone visit your mobile boutique, who would it be?
Probably either Jennifer Aniston or Cameron Diaz. I love them.
Ooh.
Love them.
No, that'd be
just
cool.
down to earth, seem,
Yeah.
Like,
and I feel like, especially Jennifer Aniston has like a very boho chic look to her too.
She can wear anything.
Yeah, she can.
Must be nice.
What do you like to do on your free time just to wind down and de-stress?
I'm a CrossFitter. So I'm at the gym normally if I'm not working.
Good for you. I wish. We're trying to get, so little story. We'll see how this plays out. But Estrella and I downloaded Couch to 5K. Yeah. Now, we're not going to run a 5K, but we just wanted to do it just to like get ourselves like exercising again. Yeah. So we'll see if Estrella sticks with it.
Whoa. Whoa. Why did you just put me on blast like that? Yeah, I'll be checking for you too, ma'am.
Right. But no, that's awesome that you do that, because it's interesting. Even like some of the podcasts I listen to and some of the blogs I scan, that's the big thing is like exercising, especially if you're always busy. It's like you need that outlet.
Yeah, I go at 5:30 in the morning, and if it doesn't happen, then it doesn't happen.
Wow. Now, do you do it like a couple of times a week or?
6 to 7 days a week.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I'm gonna start competing. So I've never loved anything like I love this. I've always been a workout fanatic. I did kickboxing for a while, and do y'all have 9 rounds? Do y'all have
Never
those?
heard of that.
It's like a franchise, and it's set up as a little kickboxing station, like a little box almost. But yeah, and I did the 5K thing. We did that for a year and ran one every month for a year. I've done it all, but this is the first thing I've truly, enjoyed and want to get up and go to.
Wow, good for you. Wow, I'm impressed.
Thanks.
I'm working out.
Why don't you start tomorrow?
Okay, next question.
Right.
So, Android or iPhone, and what's your favorite app?
I have an Android now, and it is the biggest POS I've ever had in my life. I'm actually saving to go get an iPhone now, but I got the Samsung Note 4 because it was bigger, since that's my point of sale system for people to sign on. But I hate it.
So what do you have the iPhone 6 Plus?
That's what I want.
Okay.
So Estrella knows where I'm going to go with this. I love my 6 Plus. It's going to change your world, because I swear, because iPhone I feel like has better apps. So you can have the same app on the Android, and for some reason, it's the same company really developing the app, but it'll function horribly, or they didn't even take the time to really design the one like they did on the iPhone. So I don't know. I just find the experience to be better, and then there's just more variety.
Yeah.
So I think you'll like it.
I feel like iPhones are easier to fix when there is an issue. You can reset them and reboot them, whereas this one, it's just sucks.
What would you attempt to do if you knew you could not fail?
Have Swaggin Wagons everywhere.
Whoa! Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
So would you franchise them out and have where other people kind of owned a piece of the business, or would you want to manage all of them?
That's actually in the works now. I want to manage all of them, I think. We haven't sat down with an attorney and really talked numbers yet, but I don't know. I know that would be an extreme headache, and I would have to have a team of assistants probably to do it. But that's my goal. I want one in every state.
So right now, you don't have an intern or anybody, that it's just you, correct?
I'm just so nervous to hire someone. It's still my baby, everyone says. And it's just one of those things, tracking cash and keeping inventory. Since I don't have a point of sale system that tracks it, it'd be hard for me to know if something did go MIA.
Also, can you just tell our listeners where they could find you, your website, and also some of your social media handles, and if you have any events coming up?
Yeah. My website is shopsmoore.com, ShopSmoore. And then on Instagram, it's ShopSmoore. And then on Facebook, it's Smoore.Designs. So the business is called Smoore.Designs, and the bus is the Swaggin Wagon. Everyone always tries to find me by the Swaggin Wagon, but that's not the name of the actual business.
Well, thanks for coming on the show. I really think people are going to be inspired because it's taking the risk. So, even though you're in your early 20s, I feel like people can make their dreams happen if they're 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. It doesn't matter. It's just kind of you believed in yourself, and you're like, you know what? I'm not happy. Let me kind of see what I can do, and then kind of make that jump. So I'm hoping that this episode might inspire others that are right on that edge. It might just kind of help them jump off. Yeah.
Me too. I've had fun. If it's meant to be, it'll find a way. That's what I always tell myself. Everything will always pan out the way it's supposed to. Just got to have faith. But it's been great. Thank y'all for having me.
Thank you. Wow, that was such a fun interview. Stephanie is awesome. We really had a good time with her. I just know why she's been able to accomplish everything she has. It's because she just seems like she has a good spirit. She's a fun person. It seemed like she'd be a cool person to hang out with.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart.
Yeah. Yeah. She said she was about to get married. We didn't even get into it, but if she's planning a wedding and running her own business, life must be kind of crazy for her right now. I didn't even think about asking her that.
Yeah, but I did learn a couple new things. So about the vinyl application as an option for the design on the truck, I had no idea about that. So that's cool to know that that's another alternative that any new truck owner has as far as designing the exterior of their vehicle. So it is a cheaper option in comparison to the wrap. And then two, the POS system that she uses. So I will include all of that in the show notes so that anybody who's interested in learning more about those two, feel free to go to the website and check out the show notes.
And don't forget to check us out on Instagram or Twitter at FFT_official_. On Facebook, Google Plus, or Pinterest, just search Find a Fashion Truck and you'll find us. Also on our website that houses kind of the blog and the podcast, which is startafashiontruck.com. Remember that on the contact page or even on the podcast page, you can actually leave us a voicemail message from your phone or computer, doesn't matter, and just kind of let us know how we're doing or just ask us anything. We're like dying for someone to use this functionality. We haven't had anyone use it yet, but I'm like itching to like get a voicemail from someone. So please be the first person and we might have like a special treat to send you. Woo.
Wow, that was a creepy little sound. But anywho, also, if you're not creeped out by that little noise she just made, can you please go to iTunes and rate us, leave a review, and subscribe to the blog? We'd really appreciate it.
Have a good day, and thanks again for tuning in. Take care.
Thanks for parking here. Bye.